Hello everyone! Oh, god damn it, forgot to unmute my microphone, but hello everyone and welcome back to the SteemTrail Gaming News. Today is the 19th March 2018. My name is Kralizec and I will be your host for this evening. So you guys can see, I'm not at my home. I'm visiting my parents because tax season and I have to pay my taxes. But we're here to talk about the gaming industry and the news coming from it today. So let's take a quick overview at the stories. Today we got 3 of them for you. First, we're going to talk about hundreds of schools that were forced to close or just received a bomb threat because of Minecraft. Secondly, we're going to take a look at the HTC Vive that is now going to be sold for just $499, bringing it to somewhat of an affordable range for most people. And last of all, we're going to talk about the insanely weird apology issued by one of the coaches of the Overwatch League. But let's begin with the Overwatch, with the Minecraft, as there is a Minecraft PvP server, or a list of servers known as World PvP Gaming Network. And from one of their addresses, a bomb threat was sent to more than 400 schools in Great Britain. It was over 24,000 emails. That's an insane number, but suggesting it was sent by a bot, by somebody who created a bot. I have a screenshot of the message for you guys, so I'm going to read it out. This is a message to everyone. We have sent in a student with a bomb. The bomb is set to go off in 3 hours time. If you do not send $5,000 to payments@wealthpvp.com. If you do not send the money, we will blow the device. Our site has all the information needed. If you try to call the cops, we will blow up the device on the spot. Any attempt at defusing it yourself will cause it to explode. Then there's, I'm going to assume, a very similar message written in Arabic to make it seem more threatening, I guess. And yeah, this was the message that evacuated 400 schools in Great Britain. So obviously, there were no bombs, and it wasn't World PvP who sent these messages. I think this is pretty obvious from the way it's structured. World PvP probably has its own structure that could be easily uncovered. People who said it would be easily found, and World PvP has been having issues, let's call it, with people they were calling cyber criminals that are trying to harass their site in a few different ways. So more specifically, they said we've been harassed by a group of cyber criminals that are trying to harass us in any way possible. We are extremely sorry for anyone who had to deal with this, but just know it's fake. The police also concluded it's all a hoax, it's all fake. Nothing really happened, but what? You know, I'm just watching this. It's making me concerned that there's a lack of responsibility inside the gaming community. Because, yes, you will always get outliers that are dumb idiots that do dumb shit. We cannot do anything about it. That's just a fact of life. There will always be people willing to do stupid, crazy shit. But this thing seems somewhat organized. I'm going to assume because they wanted the money. I'm going to assume that because they wanted only $5,000, that they really didn't go around for the money, because that would be dumb. They really probably just want to destroy the brand of World PvP Minecraft servers, because this is actually very good way to do it. But it also suggests that it is a targeted effort by a group of people. the fact that there was a bot used, the fact that the message was translated into Arabic, the fact that it is asking for such a ridiculously low number of money. You know, it just screams on me, this is being targeted at competition. This seems like a market strategy in the end. You know, there's probably a competing brand of PvP servers for Minecraft that is trying to get rid of PvP because they want the players for themselves. This is exactly the feeling I'm getting from this, and I'm going to stick with it because I really honestly think this is what's happening. And it just sucks, and it shows the fact that if there's a group of people willing to do it, that means no person in the group came out and said, you know what, maybe we are going too far. It's okay to compete in terms of marketing. It's okay that if we come to their forum and say, yeah, you know what, our servers are better. But sending fucking bomb threats to completely unrelated schools? Are you dumbasses or complete dumbasses? There really isn't another way to call this. This is just dumbassery of the highest kind. So people, please come back to your senses. Please. Okay, let's move on from this horrible news to something a bit more okay. Actually, something good. So many of you know the HTC Vive Pro will be arriving in April. And that will also mean a price drop for the current Vive. And now we know the price. The price is going down to $499, $500. And I honestly believe this is the price at which many people will be willing to start looking into VR. Because let's be honest, the current prices of VR, even though they're just $100 higher, are still psychologically above the $500, let's call it, marker. It brings it to a similar marker here in Czech Republic, for example, where right now it's being sold for around 13 to 14,000 crowns. This one should bring it pretty close to almost 10,000. If it drops under 10,000, then I think that's again a psychological marker. And $500 is a psychological marker for lots of Americans and people like in Canada, Australia. I'm going to assume that in Britain it is already under £500, but still, I really believe this could be the point where VR really kicks in high gear, because so far it's been only PSVR that's been making the vast majority of sales, because the initial investment isn't as high. For going into PCVR, you need one of these bundles, which cost anywhere from, yeah, let's say $500 to $1,000, depending on how much stuff you want as accessories. On top of that, you need a very decent computer, let's say at least a $1,000 computer, but more likely, if you're going to invest in something, you will spend at the very least $2,000. And suddenly you're speaking of something close to a value of a decent used car. And PSVR is being sold in together for like $800, including the PS. Obviously, you sort of need a TV if you're going to buy a PS, so let's say $1,000 altogether, but that's still 3 times less than PCVR. That is literally the reason why PSVR has been much more successful. It's the only reason. Technically, it's worse, but the price is just so much better. It creates a price to performance ratio that is completely unbeatable. And I'm not going to claim that this improves the price to performance ratio for HTC Vive by that much. But again, I believe the $500 is a marker where people will be willing to spend on it if they already do have a gaming computer. Obviously, the cost could get lower with the price of cryptocurrencies being lower. That meaning much less profit from mining. That meaning maybe you could buy like a used second-hand graphics card for really cheap. Yeah, that could bring the total price again lower, but we'll see what happens with that. Okay, and our last piece of news for today is about Overwatch League. So, Overwatch League it hasn't been that long. It's been a few weeks since they released their code of conduct. And I was having a few complaints about it being extremely vague and not really showing you what the information is. And now we are coming to the repercussions of being extremely vague. So last night, the LA Gladiators played against Houston Outlaws. And during halftime, one of the coaches, called Pay, bumped into one of the players backstage. You know, he just like, bump. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to. That's what exactly happened. He issued a fucking formal apology for that, just to be sure that no repercussions follow. Here's the apology. Yesterday during the Outlaws match, I inadvertently bumped into two of the Outlaws players. I hadn't been watching where I was going. I was distracted thinking about what to say to our team for Kings Row, but I wanted to apologize immediately. I apologized to their players immediately after the game, and Tyrone, which was one of the head coaches of Outlaws, shortly after. I am sincerely sorry for my actions, and I assure you that there was no malicious intent. Even though it was an accident, it was still unprofessional of me to should bump players from another team, so again, I am sorry. So the rules are so vague that you bump into somebody because you're just an idiot that you don't know how to walk. And it's not like he bumped into them so they fell. It's just, you know, like bump. Something that happens to every single us probably many times a week. You just bump into somebody because you weren't paying 100% attention. And you don't write a fucking formal apology for that. I mean, what? Why? And most interestingly, some of the comments I've been reading about is like, oh, this is a breath of fresh air. For example, this is what I'm reading on GameRant. No, this is not a breath of fresh air. This shows how badly the code of conduct is written. If coaches are fearing disciplinary action for not walking properly, that just shouldn't be the case, in my opinion, in any sense of the word. So I'm hoping the code of conduct does improve in the future. I really do, because right now the way it is structured, he's right. He was right to write a formal apology, but he shouldn't be. You shouldn't be forced to write a formal apology for bumping into someone. And with that being said, that's going to be it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please consider giving it a like here on YouTube and subscribing to the channel. If you are watching on Steam, maybe you want to give us an upvote and follow the blog. Either way, leave a comment. There are 3 topics. All of them are good. Do you think bumping into someone warrants an apology? Do you think you will buy a new VR headset now it's going to be cheaper? Or tell me, what do you think about bomb threats? So, that's all. See you guys later with more gaming content.